everybody, Chad here, and I help people with wealth, health, and prosperity. And today we're going to talk about something really special. Today we're going to talk about the number one thing, probably the most important thing that I learned from being mentored by Bob Proctor. So this is the best takeaway that I learned from him, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So let's get rocking and rolling. It is morning time, by the way. I have my coffee. Okay, so I might take a sip here and there, have my little rag on my head. I'm letting my hair grow, so sometimes, it's in that awkward phase. I don't like to do videos, and I look at myself, my hair's all over, and I look like a crazy person. But anyway, and when I used to live in Los Angeles, I lived in Los Angeles for about 20 years. To kind of give you a backstory really fast, and every time Bob Proctor would have seminars and come to Los Angeles, I would go to his seminars. So I did many seminars in person, and then also I think I did a few of them that he would have them host them online because I would be busy, whatever, but I could actually do it online. So, I met him in person. I met Sandy Gallagher in person. That's his partner. And I met him in person several times. I got a chat with him. I went to dinner with him before. So this is the greatest takeaway, I think, in my life that what he taught. Okay, now he did teach. He was a kind of a guru on the law of attraction. He was doing it for like 50 plus years. That's what he was really into. And he was a great guy. So of course, if you've known him, you've had the pleasure of meeting him, going to his seminars, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying is true. He's just a fantastic guy. So what did I learn from Bob Proctor? What's the greatest thing? What's the greatest takeaway that really helped my life? And I want to repeat a phrase that Bob Proctor always stated, okay? Like in his seminars, something he stated to me personally. So what is this phrase? And it goes something like this. If I want to be free, I got to be me. Not the me my wife wants me to be. Not the me my kids want me to be. If I want to be free, I got to be me. And I want to be free. And those words spoke was almost like thunder in my life when I really kind of started to digest what he was really meaning when he would say this. And he would say this in practically all his seminars at one point or another. And he would discuss it at one point or another, go in depth a little bit. I'm going to repeat it to you. And I want you to repeat it to yourself. Okay? If I want to be free, I got to be me. Not the me my wife wants me to be. Not the me my husband wants me to be. Not the me my kids want me to be. Not the me my parents want me to be. Not the me my mom wants me to be. Not the me my sister wants me to be. Not the me my best friend wants me to be. But if I want to be free, I got to be me. And I want to be free. Okay, now I extended it a little bit to kind of give it a little bit more, maybe to give you a little bit more ideas how to make it more part of you. Okay, but what do I really mean? If I want to be free, I got to be me. See, you want to be you. You want to be the authentic you. Okay, lots of times in life, what starts happening is we're not really doing what we really want to do. Okay, maybe you're young, so it's more of a reflection of your parents. You're always doing what your parents want you to do. Even when you're out of high school and into college, you're always kind of being guided by your parents, of course. So you're always doing what other people really want you to do, but not yourself. That's what I mean by the authentic you. Most of us are not being our authentic self. We're really doing what other people want us to do. How does this relate to law of attraction? Because Bob Proctor was a law of attraction guru. Okay, that's all he talked about was law of attraction and helping other people get what they want. Okay, so why would he say this? And the main example I want to give you is if you're married, okay, if you're in a relationship with another person, okay, this is the best example. And even if you're not married, listen up. Or even if you're not in a serious relationship, listen up. Lots of times what we end up doing, we're not our authentic self. Okay? Then when we talk about law of attraction, we talk about what we want. Okay? What ends up happening is we tend to If someone asks you what you want, we tend to answer that question, what our significant other wants. You know what I mean? I'll give you an example. Okay. If now I remember in the past, my ex, she's my ex now, but my ex, always wanted an SUV. Now she drove an SUV. She drove a Honda CRV, but she wanted, I forget what SUV she really wanted now, kind of doing this video. But the SUV she wanted was probably, a base was probably 80,000 to 100,000. Okay. So when people would ask me what I wanted or what type of car I wanted, I fell in that habit where I would repeat the car that she wanted, the SUV that she wanted, but it's not really what I wanted. You get me here? You get what I'm saying here? So what happens is, this is why kind of what messes up law of attraction, what messes up a little bit the laws of the universe, manifesting. If you want to know like why manifesting isn't working for you, okay, this could be a culprit. Okay, maybe you're repeating something that you want, okay, but it's really what your significant other wants, but it's not really what you want. Okay, remember, you can fool other people, but you can't fool the universe. You can't fool God. Okay, you can lie to other people. If someone asks you, hey, what do you want? And you can tell me, oh, I want this SUV or the Grand Cherokee. But really, in reality, you really want a Porsche. You know what I mean? You're over here, you want a Porsche, but your significant other wants an SUV. So what happens, you start leaning over to, oh, I guess the SUV I'll settle for it, SUV. But you really want a Grand Cherokee, you really want a Porsche over here. Okay, so deep down in your thoughts, this is true. Deep down in your thoughts, in your gut knows it's true. Okay, so when people ask you what you want, you say, well, I want this SUV over here. Okay, so what ends up happening, you don't manifest either one because the SUV is not what you really want in the first place. And the Porsche over here is what you really want, but you're not putting your energy towards it. So lots of times you're not really getting either one because it creates confusion. And how does it create confusion in your mind? You might sit there and say, well, I'm not confused, Chad. But it confuses the universe because you're repeating something. See, what happens is you're repeating something that you think you want, but you really don't want. You really want this over here, but you're repeating what you don't want over here. You get what I'm saying? That's what causes confusion. That's why sometimes when it comes together, you don't get either or. Then we sit back and say, well, law of attraction don't work. This manifesting stuff don't work. Because what's happening is you're not saying what you really want. You're not being the authentic you. Okay? And this trap really people fall into when they're in relationships. Okay? Now you could be younger where your parents are a little bit controlling. Your parents just want you to have a good life, so they want to guide you and lead you and stuff like that. But it's not what you really want. So you're not being the authentic you. Okay? Now, if you're a little bit older or you're married and you're in a relationship, it's easy to fall into. We just repeat to ourselves what our significant other wants, but it's not what we really want. Okay? And I'm going to repeat the phrase again. If I want to be free, I got to be me. Not to mean my wife wants me to be. Not to mean my kids want me to be. But if I want to be free, I got to be me. And I want to be free. It's about being the authentic you. It's about doing what you want to do. Okay? The more you kind of hone into this energy, the more you're doing what you truly want to do, the better law of attraction, the better manifesting, the better the law of assumption will work for you, instead of repeating what somebody else wants. Okay? And the reason why this spoke so loud to me, like a light bulb popped off, is because inside relationships, I caught myself doing that. Okay? I would always kind of, almost like the Mr. Nice Guy, always kind of adjust or kind of give up my wants to what my partner wants. Okay. Now you might be sitting there saying, well, Chad, that's what every relationship does. It's, you got to come together and make decisions together. Okay. Yes, I get that. Okay. You know what I mean? But you have to understand, I'm not a relationship guru. I don't, I don't even put it out. That's why sometimes I don't do relationship videos because, I don't think I'm a relationship guru or talk about relationships. Now, I can talk about relationships in form of law of attraction, manifesting. Okay. But this is what I do know is it's two independent people coming together. Okay. Two independent people. They have certain wants and desires of what they want to achieve in their life. You have certain wants and desires of what you want to achieve in your life, and you come together to form a relationship. Okay. Now, when you come together, a really healthy relationship is you're both going to have certain goals you want to achieve together, and you're both going to have goals that you're going to achieve separately because you're two because you're two individual people. Okay. But what ends up happening, okay, in kind of dysfunctional relationships is that one of us, okay, inside the relationship, it doesn't have to be man or a woman, but one of us kind of becomes the Mr. Nice guy. One of us kind of becomes Mr. Nice. One of us kind of becomes where we give up what we really want and do what the other person wants. Okay. Now we can swing this so many different ways. I mean, we can sit there and say one of us becomes the alpha, and then the other person just kind of gravitates towards that one person and the one person that's leading that relationship, and we kind of give up what we want. That's why, like, we do this in the beginning, we're kind of really happy, and as months go by, years go by, we end up, the relationship might not be bad, but we end up growing kind of dissatisfaction a little bit. And that dissatisfaction is coming from what we're talking about today, because you're not really doing what you really want to do. Okay, you've kind of given up a piece of yourself to be inside that relationship. Okay, and that's what Bob Proctor is talking about. Is if I want to be free, I gotta be me. If I want to be free, I gotta be me, baby. Okay. And another thing he says along with that is the reason why manifesting don't work, the reason why law of attraction don't work, the reason why it's not working for you, the reason why you could talk about it conceptually. You can sit there and talk to Bob Proctor and debate with him and talk about it. But the reason why you're not getting results is because you're not honest with yourself. I mean, if you want to get results in manifesting law of attraction, this is the hardest thing that we have to do is we have to digest in our thoughts. We have to digest what we're thinking about all through the day. We have to be completely honest with ourselves. Okay. And in this scenario, if I want to be free, I gotta be me. You might sit here and think, well, that's not me. I don't do that. But maybe you do. Are you really being completely honest with yourself? Are you really being completely honest with yourself, the things you want in your life? Is it really yours or is it somebody else's idea? Do you truly want it? See, that's the question. The basics to a law of attraction, law of assumption, the basics to it in the very beginning is knowing what you want. But it has to be what you want, not what somebody else's want. So this is what led me down this journey. Like when he said that, it spoke basically like worlds to me. Like my brain just opened up. Like it's like, oh my God, I do that. If I want to be free, I got to be me. And most of us struggle with this. We're not our authentic self. Okay. We don't do what we really want to do. Okay. We give up a piece of ourselves, especially in relationships. That's why I kind of bring up relationships here. Okay. We give up a piece of ourselves inside relationships. We tend to, when somebody asks us, I'm kind of repeating myself here, but when someone asks us, hey, what do you want? You pretty much repeat what your significant other wants, but it's not what you truly want. You pretend it's what you want, but it's not what you truly want. If you're completely honest with yourself, that's not what you want. And at the same time, you're sitting there and saying, well, manifesting isn't working for me. I know all this stuff about manifesting, but it's not working. Why isn't it working? Well, it's not working in this scenario because it's not what you truly want. It's what your husband or your wife wants, but it's not what you want. Okay, you got to get focused on you. You got to start doing things what you want to do. You got to start saying what you want in your life. Okay, and not feel guilty that it doesn't align always with your significant other or your partner. Okay, it's not always going to align with them. Okay, remember what I said. If you're in this situation, it's two independent people coming together. Okay, you're going to have goals together and you're going to have a goal separately because you're two independent people coming together to make a relationship work. Okay, it's not about one person, no matter who they are, giving up what they really want to do in order to have a relationship with you. Okay, and sadly, sadly, and I don't have stats on this, sadly, this is what most people do. And this is a trap I fall into when I'm in a relationship. I tend to kind of give up what I really want to do. It could be visiting a family. It could be goals. It could be personal development. It could be, wants and desires. It could be, a certain lifestyle. Okay. It could be multiple things. It could be small or big, but I tend to kind of give up my authentic self and kind of align myself with them. Okay, kind of the Mr. Nice Guy syndrome. Okay, I did a video on this. I'm going to do more videos because it's not just a one video type of thing. We only can talk about one thing at a time. You know what I mean? But I struggle with this, and I know if I struggle with it, there's other people out there that struggle with it too. I'm probably not the only one in the world that struggle with it. But remember, this is what I want you to do. I'm going to give you some homework. I want you to repeat what Bob Proctor said. If I want to be free, I got to be me. Not to mean my wife wants me to be. Not to mean my kids want me to be. But if I want to be free, I got to be me and I want to be free. I want to be my authentic self. Okay? I want you to repeat that to yourself. And this is one of the reasons why, like when I do my videos, I don't dress up. I'm just me. I wear this on my head, even though I look silly. I dress how, if you saw me in my personal life, this is how I dress. Okay? I dress how I dress in my videos. Okay? I'm not switching myself up. Okay? I talk how I talk in my videos. Okay? When I post stuff, that's me. Okay? That's kind of my brand. Okay? That when I'm building a community on YouTube, I want them to know me. Okay? What most people do in the personal development industry, the professional side of them. Maybe you don't really know them, but you know the professional side, but they always keep their personal life secret. You never see them going out. You never see their significant other. You never see them go out and party. You never see them go out and drink. You never see them do these things. It's always a secret part of them. But what I'm doing slowly is really exposing Chad, what I like to do. Some people like it, some people don't. Not everybody's gonna like me. Okay, I'm cool with that. But you have to do these things to be really authentic because I'm just being me. And I want to show people me, not a fake version of Chad. I want to show people me. That's one of the reasons I do this because I know I struggle in this area, especially in relationships. That's why I bring up relationships again. I kind of lose myself in relationships. I lose a portion of myself. Okay. So I'll leave you one more time. If I want to be free, I gotta be me. Not to mean my wife wants me to be. Not to mean my kids want me to be. If I want to be free, I gotta be me. And I want to be free, baby. Repeat that to yourself. Ponder this. Take this with you throughout the day. Not just one day, but maybe you take a whole week and just repeat it to yourself over and over and over until you finally get it, until it finally unlocks something in you. Other than that, my friends, blessings to you, and I'll see you in the next video.